Welcome back to Hands On with TRM. This week we're going to be looking in depth at the speed reload. The key part of the speed reload is of course speed. It's even in the name. So these occur when you're out of ammo and you still want to be shooting. There's more Zeds, or there's the same Zed that you haven't killed yet, or there's more players, they're moving, etc. They're in the open, you want to take them out and you need more ammo, but there's none in the current magazine. So what you want to do is swap it fast, something like this. Now what did I do there? There's 3 key steps to the speed reload that you need to understand and keep in mind. There's a few other more minor steps, however the 3 that are most important are the following. 1. The expulsion of the empty magazine from the blaster, usually done by the control hand. If you've got a loose mag well, if you've got a tight one, you may have to do it with this support hand. 2. The retrieval of the fresh magazine from the pouch, done with the support hand, usually. 3 is the insertion of the fresh magazine into the blaster, once again support hand, usually backed up by your control hand in a workspace. I've covered that episode 1. What are the less important steps? 1 is a check to make sure that you actually are out of ammo and not jammed. That is a quick glance. The second minor step is coming up to the blaster before inserting. It's kind of like a half step. Obviously there's movements between these steps involved, however I won't go over those because that's pretty simple. So step 1, as performed by the right hand, you'll be shooting and you'll realise you've stopped shooting and you still want to be. You'll either check the inner strife, and in my strife particularly you'll check the chamber to make sure you've not got a jam. Mine's cut out, as you can see here. The blue section usually pulls up to about where my finger is, but I've cut it out and I removed the jam door. So you can visually check that. Also, because of the green follower, easier for me personally in terms of contrast. From there you'll realise that it's an empty magazine and you need to reload it fast. This all happens within microseconds. The middle finger will come forward and engage the mag release on the strife platform, and in my case I usually just do a bit of a pop-up mag motion with the blaster, so pop it up before moving it into my workspace or during the move into the workspace. The next step, your left hand, at the same time of course, you'll realise while your right hand is expelling the magazine and you're moving to the workspace, your left hand will be coming down to your speed reload source, whether it's on the hip or on the chest like so. Your left hand will be coming down, you'll grab that and extract it from the pouch. If you have retention, you'll want to do that now, obviously. You'll come up, this magazine will be gone, and in. Followed by, of course, reacquiring the target. So these are a few fairly simple steps, but they also lead on from some of my other videos. So obviously the workspace, you'll be coming up into the shoulder, that's episode 1, and using your magazine grip, that's episode 2. So finger index or beer can in, if that's what you run, longer magazines perhaps. And so instead of practicing these steps, you want to practice the whole reload but slowed down, so you build that muscle memory and then you can reload faster. So the wrong way to do it, in my opinion, is step 1, drop magazine. Step 2, grab magazine. Step 3, come up. Step 3, insert. The way I prefer, and a more deliberate practice method, is more as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to set a cadence. Usually you set this cadence by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And you want to use that entire time, that entire 5 seconds, to fully reload the blaster. And you don't want to be doing it faster than that. You want to build it up. So do a few runs at 5 seconds, or a count of 5 verbally to keep yourself honest. Then a count of 4, then 3, then 2. The 2 biggest problems with the speed reload are 1, the retrieval. If you don't get a good grip on the magazine to start off with, you might have to re-grip it, etc. You might have to move it around in your hand. And 2, the insertion of the magazine. So doing deliberate slow practice will work these out. You'll have the time to get a good grip on the magazine, you'll have the time to come up and ensure that it's where it should be to go into the mag well, and you'll be good to go. Of course, like I said before, you want to build up. Now of course the speed reload from the hip and the speed reload from the chest are different because they're from a different spot, but the same principles of deliberate practice apply. Do the slow count 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, deliberate practice isn't only applied to the speed reload, it can also be applied to the other reloads, the mag pouch retention and the dump pouch retention reloads.
Thanks for watching. This has been my worst and or laziest episode yet. This occurred due to some time constraints that came up at the last minute. However, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you.